they want us to do. Lots of Americans have been, millions. But the interesting thing is that Fauci still wears 2 masks. So is that the science? Once you get vaccinated, you still have to wear 2 masks? Why are you getting vaccinated in the first place? What are the rules here, and what is the science? Well, someone finally asked Fauci this at a Senate hearing yesterday, and here's how it went.
You're telling everybody to wear a mask, whether they've had an infection or a vaccine. What I'm saying is they have immunity, and everybody agrees they have immunity. What studies do you have that people that have had the vaccine or have had the infection are spreading the infection? If we're not spreading the infection, isn't it just theater?
No, it's
not.
not.
The vaccine and you're wearing 2 masks. Isn't that theater?
No, that's not. Here we go again with the theater. Let's get down to the facts.
What proof is there that there are significant reinfections with hospitalizations and death from the variants? None in our country. 0.
Well, because we don't have a prevalent of a variant yet.
Senator Rand Paul represents Kentucky in the U.S. Senate. He's also, not insignificantly, a physician, so he had the grounding to ask those questions, and thank God that he did. Senator Rand Paul joins us now. Senator, thanks a lot for coming on and for pressing Anthony Fauci. Were you satisfied that there is science behind this? And if so, what is that science? Sincere question.
No, there was no scientific evidence presented. There was Dr. Fauci's opinion, his conjecture, that someday there might be a variant that escapes the control of the vaccine and becomes a pandemic and hospitalizes and kills people. But there's no evidence that it has happened. He thinks it might happen, so you need to wear the mask until he's sure that things that might happen are not going to happen. But see, the thing is, Dr. Fauci is very blasé and unconcerned about liberty. But I think the burden should be on the government to prove. If they want to dictate mine and your behavior, the burden is on them to present the evidence. So I said, is there an evidence that some new variant, some new strain of COVID is now hospitalizing and killing hundreds or even thousands of people in the United States? And the evidence is 0. So I think the government, when they tell you something like you should be 6 feet apart or 3 feet apart, if they're going to mandate this behavior that you can't have anybody in the booth next to you in the restaurant, when they mandate these behaviors, it's incumbent upon them. The burden should be they have to show us the proof. There is no proof that when you've been vaccinated or when you've gotten the disease naturally that you are spreading it. If there were, it would be all over the news. There are no news reports and no scientific studies saying that after vaccination that there's some sort of widespread contagion that people vaccinated are spreading the disease. It's just not true. What Fauci won't tell you is that he's telling you a noble lie. He's lying to you because he doesn't think we're smart enough to make decisions. His fear is that if the vaccinated quit wearing the mask, the unvaccinated will say, what the hell, I'm not wearing a mask either. Right. So he lies to you to say, oh, the mask makes a difference, when in reality he knows better. He's wearing 2 masks for theater. It's complete theater. He is immune. He knows he's not going to get it, but he is not being honest with the American public.
So the reason I can tell that there's lying going on is that no one ever acknowledges the downside. And there's a downside to everything. Everything is a trade-off. That's